Hi everybody, how's it going? This is Farscape. This is season 4. This is episode number 17. This episode is called A Constellation of Doubt. So last episode we saw the girls go down onto this planet, and whilst they were down on this planet, they discovered that Grazer was here meeting with a delegate from the Scarran. And basically she had devised a truce behind her government's back and then basically reneged on it because shit went down. And I knew straight away that I was like, oh, this isn't going to go well. And we got to the point where like Aeryn and Sokozu were in the process of rescuing her and Braca, and in doing so Aeryn ended up getting separated from those guys, but then Braca and Grazer managed to get away anyway. But in the process of Aeryn going missing for a while and everyone in the transport pod thinking, oh god, she's probably dead, she was duplicated, and there was this like bioloid, I think they called it, in Aeryn's place on Moya, and it only came about because John mentioned the baby, and the bioloid had no idea about the baby, and that's how he realised that Aeryn wasn't Aeryn. And I loved when he said to her, where's Aeryn, Aeryn? I think that was like one of my favourite lines in the whole episode. So I'm really looking forward to watching this because Aeryn is out there probably in Scarran controlled space somewhere. Could be on a ship, she could be where the Scarrans were talking about being as well. But on the other hand, we've also got Grazer and also Braca, who are now out there, God knows where, going to do whatever it is they now plan to do themselves. I'm going to get straight on into this, let's go.
Officer Aeryn's son, General Cardago.
What?
Sikusu Savala Shanti Sogesi Shano. Domina Raijo, the 16th. Chiana. Utu Naranti Pralaton.
Look how happy she is.
The pilot. These are the first extraterrestrials known to have visited this planet.
This is actually amazing.
It's now been several months since they left with Commander John Crichton aboard their ship Moya. And besides their names, what else do we really know about them? Precious little. Except the carefully orchestrated appearances allowed by our government.
Oh.
Good evening. I'm your host, R. Wilson Monroe. And tonight, we will pierce the veil of secrecy, showing you these aliens as no one has witnessed them before.
I really liked that edit.
This network.
How many times are you going to watch
Till I
this?
figure it out.
I told Pilot not to let you know he'd intercepted it.
They never even gave it a chance.
Oh.
What do you expect?
Aaron got in that TV
What
for
you
Christmas.
It's a backward planet full of superstitious xenophobic morons.
Nothing?
A reasonable interpretation of the word no.
Katratzi. It's the name of a place where they took Aeryn.
Maybe
As
it's not a
stupid
place,
as you
maybe.
must think them, the Scarrans have managed to build one of the most extensive empires in the galaxy, in part, and I shall repeat this because it does not seem to sink in, by not advertising the location of their secret bases.
Bother me one more time and you can come down here and do this for yourself.
We will meet Officer Aeryn's son.
I love that they've done this
Rumored
because
within
we saw
many
his nephew
circles
going round with
to
that
be John
camcorder.
Crichton's lover. This alien, who looks remarkably human, will reveal a side of herself that you may find disturbing.
Well, I look like your people, so...
Please, stay with us as alien visitation continues.
I've seen lots of your movies, and in every film, the aliens are always evil, and Earth always is victorious.
Yeah.
You mean we have to learn there are good aliens?
No. I mean, you have to learn you won't always win.
And we're the nice aliens. You know, what about some of the next ones that come down through the world?
That is a sizable
My
chunk of
biggest
tomato
fear,
in that
exacerbated
sandwich.
in part by these tapes, is that the fabric of our society may come under an assault it is not yet prepared to withstand.
The political complications that may arise from a simple wormhole floating in your atmosphere will devastate a planet that is still in the throes of intra-species chaos.
I'm particularly concerned with the effects of another alien visitation on society in general.
Oh god, what's she reading up
Since
on
they've left,
everything?
there's been a 700% increase in panic and anxiety attacks.
If Earth is remembered at all, it will most likely be for the quality of its manual labor.
I mean, could we stop you if you tried to attack us?
With your current defenses,
No.
no.
The most frightening aspect of this Pandora's box we've opened is he may be right.
Might be a bit dramatic for one looks, but I could do enough damage to your world world to change it forever. You know, you really shouldn't be watching this. Here's the tape you brought back from Earth.
What is it?
State wins, no big plays.
Super Bowl?
Back in.
Katratzi.
What?
We can't find it. Pilot searched every frequency.
I don't think it
ever.
exists.
The Scarens have Aeryn in a box, Dargo.
I know.
Katratzi. Why do I know that name?
It's because we've heard the Scarens say it as they're arresting Commandant
No,
Grazer.
from before you know it too.
You're confused.
No, I'm not.
You're supposed to be checking for this place that they're taking Aeryn.
No one has heard of it.
Well, Crichton still thinks that you're checking.
He needs to keep believing that. I've been done for arms. Pilot has double-checked. No one has heard of it. No one.
Oh,
Well,
God.
they must be lying.
No, Gianna, they're not lying.
How can you tell if they're not lying? You can't tell when I'm lying.
Yes, we can. We all can.
How?
You open your mouth and words come out of it. There is still a uniformity in the way that people conduct their lives.
You're saying wherever you go in the universe, we're all the same.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
In that way, Earth is no different from other planets.
Other species from different worlds? Do they have relationships, marriage, children?
Most definitely. There are limits. The genetic patterns would have to support such a union.
And could a Sebastian such as yourself procreate with a human male?
Yes. Oh, John.
And could a Sebastian such as yourself procreate with a human male? Officer Son.
Shit.
I believe Katratzi to be some sort of base, highly guarded.
What?
Officer Son.
Yes, I was just thinking. Well, there's no way to be sure at this point. However, our physiologies do appear to be very similar.
If they're in love, they're in love.
You know this word. Katratzi.
No.
That wasn't a question. You heard it. With me.
Only from Sakasa.
No.
So how and why do they know this word? And why do they not remember knowing it? Except John.
Hi, Bobby.
Is there one for me?
Bobby. No, actually, yours is so big that it wouldn't fit under the tree.
Cool. Because I got you one too.
When do you give up?
I don't.
Lorena gave me the stuff that'll help him sleep. You think I should go find him?
No.
Well, hopefully it's not as crazy as the essence of lacquer.
Okay, ready.
Feel sorry for Aeryn.
Oh.
He'll get over it.
I don't think he will, Raj. I don't think he'll lose hope.
Suppose you start by telling us what happened down in Florida back in 1985.
There were some hippies living in a rundown house.
All of them. Ears. Tentacles. Share.
Share?
Share. And this one. Their leader.
We're all aware of the troubled among us. Attention seekers and outright criminals.
I love that they've
attempted
brought
to
this guy
fabricate
back.
stories and cash in on this alien visitation. In the sheriff's defense, way back in 1985, he filed a report with the FBI, giving what we now realize are fairly accurate descriptions
of the aliens.
General Dargo, Narenti, Officer Sun, and Domina Rigel. The files remain
Rigel.
sealed, and no one in government will speak of their contents on the record.
It kind of makes me think like that's how the X-Files got started. Was their initial visit.
Our astronaut, the young Crichton.
You've spent a portion of the last 18 years in an institution, have you not?
Well, most of it, so what? I saw them. They were
Oh.
here. And I know their plan.
We cannot find Aeryn. We cannot locate this Katratzi. No one has even heard the name.
I've heard it. You have heard it. Someone said
No,
it on
I
this ship.
heard it on the planet when we left Aeryn.
What are you not telling me?
Why is the only person
I'm telling you
everything.
They've not asked about this place, Scorpius.
You have been nothing but lying from the moment you got on board this ship. Sputnik,
No!
and I will not let Aeryn die! Katratsi!
It is not my providence if she lives or
Katratsi!
dies. It is not my fault if she lives or dies. And it is not my will if she lives or dies. Crichton, listen to yourself. Everything lives and everything dies. Whether you wish it to or not, and you have to deal with it.
Oh, man.
Pull yourself together!
Stark?
You should be! Shoot now!
Coming back, Stark.
That's why they don't remember.
I care about one thing. One. God have mercy on my soul. I think I'm gonna need your help to get Aeryn back. And I will give you wormholes. I have an idea of how to find the Scaring base.
Oh.
Aeryn, 4 wormholes. That's the deal.
Oh, shit. This was such an interesting episode. I love that we saw it through like the eyes of this television program that was made after the guys had gone to Earth in Terra Nova. And seeing that they used a lot of the footage that John's nephew Bobby had shot, and we saw him with that camcorder through all of Terra Nova, and it never even occurred to me that they would even call back to it in this manner. Seeing all that behind the scenes footage that he'd filmed of them was really interesting as well. That scene with Chiana, and bless her, where the rat that she'd made friends with had died, and we know why that rat died, because Naranti had made all that food, was actually quite heartbreaking to see. And when these experts were like talking about obviously Rigel, Naranti, Dago, Chiana, Aeryn, the opposing kind of viewpoints on them was one of my favourite things about it. And I think they even said at one point Chiana was like very childlike, and she isn't. She is like a child at times. She has that childlike innocence about her, and we saw that when she was cradling the rat, and I just thought that was immensely sweet. And I love when we get glimpses like that of her. They seemed to really respect Naranti, which really took me by surprise as well. I'm just really surprised that John's dad allowed for this to even go ahead in the first place, to be honest. But, you know, obviously this guy who presented the show is now demanding like all of these kind of documents and reports be kind of opened up to the public. And I love that they brought that sheriff back from when we'd gone back in time to the Earth back in time. That was actually genius. He had that pumpkin that looked like Rigel. Brilliant. This episode was just, for me, one of probably my favourite of this season so far, I think. I just really enjoyed it so much. Seeing John just rewatching that tape over and over and over and over because he couldn't comprehend that loss of Aeryn and trying to figure out where she was. And saying that everybody had said this word before and everybody had heard that word before, but nobody could remember that word apart from him. And that was because come into contact with that word when it was one of the alternate Moyas and everybody had kind of switched who they were. That was like genius. I have no idea like how far in advance they'll have even planned for that within the script writing, but I just thought that was brilliant to bring that into it. So clever, so clever. And now John's trying to find that wormhole again, and him going to Scorpius at the very end and striking that supposed deal or offering him that deal, Aeryn for wormholes. Holy, I don't think Scorpius ever expected John to just come out and say it, but John did say, "You set me up." So this has obviously been Scorpius's plan from the moment he brought Aeryn back to Moya, was get it to the point where everybody trusted him, take out all the guys on this one retreat, the girls go on the other retreat, and then hey ho, things are going on. Because we know that Braca is still loyal to Scorpius. Braca was on the planet where Aeryn was cloned. Madness. I am going to go watch the next one, and I will see you guys later, so thank you.